No, AI is not magically taking your job tomorrow, but someone who actually knows how to use it to cut hours off their workflow might certainly edge you out. Jokes aside, whether you love it or roll your eyes at it, artificial intelligence is not going anywhere, and it's already creeping into the entire content creation game. As a content strategist who has been doing this for over a decade, I'm honestly excited about what AI can do for small businesses and solo creators who are already strapped for time. But there are definitely things that drive me absolutely nuts and some bad patterns I see people repeating that we should collectively stop doing right now. The entire goal here is to genuinely shift how we utilize these tools so they actually help us save time, instead of ironically sucking up more of our precious hours. First, let me get one critical point out of the way. The absolute best results consistently come when you feed the AI something real, specifically your own pre-existing content. Give it a YouTube transcript, an existing podcast audio file, or an article you already finished writing, and it will be infinitely more useful than asking it to invent concepts from scratch. I've personally been taking my own YouTube transcripts and plugging them into different platforms to create multiple pieces of content simultaneously. Captions, threads, short clips, you name it. That human-first approach, the intentional act of repurposing, is truly the ultimate cheat code for maximizing your output in the current digital landscape. Now let's move on to the first category. The built-in AI features tucked inside the very tools you probably already pay a monthly subscription for. These little integrated helpers are incredibly low friction and can save you significant time if you just take a moment to genuinely learn how they work. Take a video editor like Descript, for example. It has become my absolute go-to for a large majority of my initial editing workflow these days. The specific feature that automatically trims down those long, awkward pauses and tightens up word gaps between sentences is genuinely life-changing for pacing. Imagine a video with over 100 little breaths and pauses. Manually cutting all of those out used to literally take hours of tedious work. With a simple press of a button to shorten those word gaps, that same task transforms into mere minutes of light editing, which is incredible. You can also generate accurate chapter markers, get a strong suggested title, or even spin up a full YouTube description based only on the raw transcript, all in one application. Certainly, some of those auto-generated pieces of copy might require a little bit of human polish, but they are an unbelievably solid starting point for any project. Canva is another example of a tool that keeps getting smarter and more capable with every single update they release to their platform. I actually genuinely like some of their AI tricks, like the background remover, magic edit, and the grab text function for images, which are surprisingly useful when you need to whip something up fast. Their Magic Write feature can quickly draft initial captions or structure out a listicle text, and while it sometimes leans a little too generic, it's great for initial idea generation. Later on, my favorite scheduler has an AI caption writer built in that single-handedly saves me from staring at that blinking cursor for 10 frustrating minutes. Each of these baked-in tools is incredibly convenient, but you must remember that their actual quality can vary quite a bit from feature to feature. Some features are truly brilliant and worth your time, while others are honestly just meh, and end up creating more editing work than they save. The true key is to aggressively lean into the features that genuinely shave hours off your day and remain skeptical of that shiny new feature that just creates more cleanup. Next up, we have the Upload Once, Create Everything platforms designed for mass content syndication across multiple channels. This is where you take one long-form asset, a YouTube video, a full podcast episode, or a substantial blog post, upload it, and the platform spits out content for every channel. I've personally tried a handful of those dedicated services, and Castmagic was my long-term favorite for a good while because it did so much heavy lifting. It could take an entire video transcript and turn it into titles, detailed descriptions, podcast show notes, and even custom social media captions automatically. You could customize the prompts so the outputs matched your unique voice a bit better, but it still required a fair amount of post-generation cleanup. It's definitely not a set-it-and-forget-it silver bullet, but it cuts out the single hardest part of the process, which is the initial ideation phase. Swell and similar platforms work in a very similar fashion, and they definitely have their own unique perks that cater to different creators. One thing that Swell does particularly well is its intelligent clip selection, flagging which short moments from your long video would actually perform well on social media. That feature is absolutely clutch if you want to repurpose long videos into Reels or TikToks without manually scrubbing through 90 minutes of footage to find the gems. The main downside is that these dedicated platforms sometimes heavily overpromise the completely done-for-you part of the entire content creation cycle. You still absolutely need to go in and edit the tone, tweak any weak headlines, and inject your own unique personality back into the final output. And while the new visual generation features in these apps are certainly improving, I usually prefer to touch those up myself in a more hands-on tool like Canva. Now, let's be completely real for a moment about the original powerhouse, the famous ChatGPT, which I used to absolutely despise the output from. But over the last 6 months, I have genuinely fallen back in love with it, not for generic copywriting, but because I invested time to make it work specifically for my unique process. Upgrading to the newer GPT-4 model and successfully building a custom GPT that actually knows my voice and my established process changed absolutely everything for me. Suddenly, when I upload a raw transcript and ask for a solid YouTube outline, a gripping 30-second hook, or 10 tweetable threads, it gives me stuff that actually sounds like me. This only works, of course, as long as I have meticulously taught it my established framework and corrected it enough times to meet my standards. That being said, ChatGPT is certainly not some kind of magic bullet that solves every single content creation challenge you might face on a daily basis. Setting up a truly custom GPT takes dedicated time and sometimes even a small financial investment to get it right, which is a barrier for some people. It can still struggle significantly with certain highly complex content types, like high-level thought leadership threads, which can often come out a bit flat and need major refinement. But once you have truly dialed in that custom assistant, it becomes an incredibly flexible partner. You can prompt it, chat with it, upload files, and iterate constantly. All right, now for the part you have likely been waiting for. I am about to spill my favorite secret, the single tool that actually changed how I approach long-form video repurposing. I've used Descript, Canva, scheduling apps, Castmagic, Swell, and custom GPTs. But the tool I keep coming back to for truly rapid clip production is the platform called Vizard. The reason I keep leaning on Vizard is simple. It's built from the ground up specifically for this precise problem of turning long videos into consistent short form without losing your core voice. First, its auto-editing viral clips feature is shockingly good at finding the truly key moments, not just the loud parts, but contextually strong segments likely to engage viewers. Instead of me manually hunting for that 12-second gem buried deep within a 30-minute talk, Vizard proactively surfaces it and hands me a ready-to-post clip immediately. Second, the automatic scheduling function is a complete sanity saver because you set the desired posting frequency and Vizard handles the entire timing and workflow for you. For any creator who wants that consistent output without having to babysit every single upload notification, that automatic scheduling is a massive game changer for focus. And third, the unified content calendar ties everything together, letting you see, edit, and manage all your scheduled clips across every platform in one centralized location. No more scattered files, no more hunting through emails, and certainly no more having a dozen tabs open just trying to remember what is going live when. Look, I'm absolutely not saying the other tools are bad. Far from it. They are all fantastic for their specific jobs, which is important to acknowledge. Descript is amazing for transcript-based editing, Canva is still unbeatable for quick, snappy visuals, and Castmagic Swell can give you a pile of ideas in mere minutes. But here is the hard reality. A lot of those workflows require stitching together 2 or 3 different apps and still leave you with a significant amount of manual cleanup work afterwards. Vizard, on the other hand, feels like the one tool that truly understands the modern creator workflow. Select, polish, schedule, publish, with far less friction than any other. Pricing and fit matter immensely too, because some platforms charge a premium for features you will rarely, if ever, actually use in your day-to-day process. Others give you a million shiny features but fundamentally fail at the core job, reliably making high-quality, viral clips, which is what we actually need. Vizard sits perfectly in that sweet spot, powerful clip finding that doesn't demand expert editing knowledge, plus scheduling features that actually scale with your growth goals. For small teams and solo creators who desperately need high volume without the budget to hire a dedicated full-time editor, that distinction truly matters a lot. One final crucial tip, no matter which tools you decide to incorporate, always give the AI something of yours to work with for context and authenticity. Upload your raw transcript, add a short, simple note about the exact tone you want, and tell it which specific platform the resulting clip is ultimately intended for. The more granular guidance you provide, the exponentially better the resulting output from the artificial intelligence model will inevitably be for you. And never be afraid to mix and match tools within your own workflow to get the absolute best result from every single platform available. I often pull the initial clips from Vizard, polish the visuals in Canva, and if I need killer caption ideas, I'll run things through my custom-trained GPT. That hybrid approach is what allows me to reliably generate over 50 distinct pieces of content every single week without completely burning out my creative energy. If you want to genuinely try any of these specific workflows we discussed today, I've conveniently linked all the tools mentioned in the description section below. And if you are truly curious about how I use Vizard alongside all the other platforms, the exact prompts, the calendar setup, the GPT training, I've put that into my content system course. I walk through the entire complete playbook there, so if you are serious about scaling your content without losing your entire life, you should definitely sign up for the waitlist. Otherwise, if you just want more breakdowns like this one, tools that actually save you time instead of just making you feel busy, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and I genuinely look forward to seeing you all in the next breakdown next week.